Hey everyone, I would like to write a job description for engineering manager, a position in manufacturing plant. Okay, this job is responsibility is to ensure the preventive and corrective maintenance of all the machinery and equipment within the responsibility inside the production of the manufacturing plant. Okay, so the job is assigned to production maintenance engineering. Okay, as you can see, I have already written the job title here, the job number, job code, location, region 3, and the division. Okay, I just say production maintenance engineering. It could be a department or it could be a division. Okay, and this job is reports directly to the factory manager. Okay, so he's answerable to the factory manager. And if there is a position such as divisional engineering manager, so that would be his functional manager's designation. And the job that reports directly to the engineering manager is engineering team manager and engineering planner. If there is a position above this team manager, like senior team manager, and that position would also be directly reporting to the engineering manager. Okay, I've already written the data effect and the region revision number, which is 00, because it's first time that we're writing this job description. Okay, if we are going to make amendment to this job description, that the revision number will become 01. Okay, then the second revision would be 02. Okay, let's start writing now the core purpose of job. So as I've said, engineering manager's job is to ensure the implementation of preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance. So corrective maintenance actually is unscheduled maintenance. Okay, when the when the production line or the machines and equipment bug down, then they will do a repair and maintenance, and that would be called corrective maintenance. And there is what you call scheduled preventive maintenance. This is scheduled monthly schedule that is uh, given to the end user. The end user would be the production line, under the responsibility of the production manager or manufacturing manager. Okay. So to ensure that the 100% availability of the production line for production, okay, for operation. Of course, that exclude the scheduled preventive maintenance. So scheduled preventive maintenance is not counted as part of the downtime factor of the production lines. And some manufacturers have several production lines, and each production lines has its own production manager or production supervisor. So depends on how huge the operation or how big in terms of the plant capacity. So usually it's like that. So the engineering manager has to deal with all these people as part of their responsibility to ensure to make them happy in terms of the utilization factor of the plant. Make sure that utilization factor is really high. Therefore, the availability of the machine and equipment are also high. Okay, sometimes we call it the key performance. There is the OEE of the plant, or overall effectiveness, overall equipment effectiveness. Okay, or you can say effectiveness and efficiency of the lines. So therefore, I would say that the core purpose of this job is to sustain. Actually, I would rather use the word maintain rather than sustain rather than maintain, because sustain is a bit more positive or a bit more stronger word, because we want sustainability of the operation. We don't want any bug down time or downtime of the plant. We want to have a higher utilization factor of the plant. So we want to sustain the operation. Okay, I would say operating condition. Okay. So operating condition, because all the machine equipment should be in A1 condition. So to be specific, the machines that we are that the engineering managers is maintaining in the manufacturing plants are, if this is a liquid products producing manufacturing plant, then like juices or milk, then they have what you call filling machines that has to be maintained. And most of the filling machines nowadays are really state of the art, and other plants are really, you know, automated. So there is a what you call high complexity in terms of maintenance, servicing, and maintenance of the machines. And there are also like other equipment like conveying equipment, um, pick and place, automation, like a robot, doing its activity like pick and place, picking cartoon materials or products from the conveyor and putting it on a pallet, or vice versa, from pallet to conveyor. Okay. There are conveyors, there are another like material handling equipment also is part of his responsibility to maintain within the area of responsibility, which is in the production area. Okay. So I would say to sustain operating condition of manufacturing. So this is really a big responsibility as far as engineering manager is concerned. So machine and equipment. So, you know, when it comes to core purpose of job, it should be, you make it brief as much as possible, and you covered everything. You know, okay, engineering manager is supposed to maintain and make all the machine and equipment available as per schedule of operation or production. So that is his job. So it's quite a challenging job for engineering manager. So equipment by the implementation, I would say that by the implementation of preventive. You can say preventative or preventive is all the same meaning. Okay. Some people are using the word preventative. Some people, but the most common one is the preventive. Okay. Sometimes they call it PMS, preventive maintenance servicing. Okay. Some guys are calling in them that, or sometimes other meaning PMS, preventive maintenance schedule. Okay, preventive maintenance scheduling, or that is actually depend on the some organization, they're calling some other terminology, and other organizations are only calling other terminology, but the principle are all the same, right? So preventive. Okay, always maintenance. But actually when it comes to cost center, finance cost center, when it comes to budgeting, the the common terminology is repair and maintenance, R&M. Okay, so the cost center is R&M, repair and maintenance. They used to call that, but the engineers, they prepare the preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance. Okay, they don't call it repair and maintenance. The finance people are the one calling it, no, uh, in the cost center. Okay, and this is very common to all organization, calling them repair and maintenance, or R&M for short. Okay, so maintenance supposed to be ANCE. Okay, so by the implementation of preventive maintenance, and for their continuous, and for, if you know the job, it's really quite, quite simple, quite easy to to write a description. If you know the job, if you don't know the job, then you will have difficulty really, because you have an idea already. If you have a technical know-how, you know about engineering, you know about machinery, you know about equipment, you know about the procedures in the maintenance. And so, you can always find the word, how you coin the words in terms of this one, like this one, core purpose of job, right? And for their continuous availability. Okay, that's the bottom line. We want the plant to be available all the time. Okay, so availability within the agreed. Of course, there should be a collective agreement of the standard, whatever the standard that they want to implement, the procedure, the methodology, the flow process, things like that. So agreed standards. Standards and budget. Okay. So the maintenance of the production lines are already planned. Okay, the spare parts that they're gonna use, the materials that they're gonna use. This is based from the budget, based from the standard, the schedule. For example, some operation are having schedule of once a month PM preventive maintenance, or twice a month preventive maintenance. Okay, so they differ depending also on the manufacturer's recommendations of their machines. So some engineering managers, they are following the recommendations of the manufacturer. Some engineering managers that have their own standards, they ignore whatever the manufacturer is saying. Well, they know, you know, but the important thing is they want to maintain the machines in order for the machine to last long. If they're planning to depreciate the machine, or using the machine for the next 5 years as the useful life, then they can do that. Okay, they have the technical know-how, they have all the knowledge, and they know what they're doing. So, you know, if they think that's the best way to do it, because they also have to think about the budget, think about the cost, and all these things. So, all right. So that would be our core purpose of job: to sustain operating condition of manufacturing machine and equipment by the implementation of, okay, I think we missed the off. Okay, by the implementation of preventive maintenance and for their continuous availability within the agreed standards and budgets. Pretty straightforward. Okay, very, very clear, simple and clear. We have included the preventive maintenance, which is the most important one, and we're also stating the availability of the plant, and this is based on standards and budget, of course, because we need spare parts, we need materials. Okay, we need all these resources in order for us to be able to implement religiously the preventive maintenance. Okay, and the purpose of this is for us to be able to utilize the machine, uh, as we have set already 5 years, and we have already agreed with the finance department that the that we're going to have the return on investment, or ROI, after 5 years. So that would be 100% return on investment after 5 years. So that would be 100% ROI. Okay. So payback after 5 years. Okay. So those are the financial terminology. Now let's start working on our area of responsibility. So this is also pretty straightforward, very simple. Okay, if you know what those guys are doing in production, in terms of the engineering, production maintenance, then easy to do it. Okay, I'm just giving you the format. If you belong to the production maintenance, just giving you the format and how, more or less give you an idea of how to do it. We can make some changes in when you do it yourself. Few changes on in terms of terminology, in terms of the how you try to do it. Okay. Of course, number one is execution. That would be one. Number one, uh, AOR. We'll just say AOR for short, instead of calling it area of responsibility. It would be faster. It would be quicker. So execution of planned preventive plan. Okay, that's the responsibility of the engineering planner. Okay, make sure that everything is planned. Okay, in concurrence with the engineering manager and the of course the factory manager, because the factory will be affected. So there should be approval from the factory manager. That's why this position should report to the factory manager rather than the divisional engineering manager, because there will be big impact if there's some failure, some faults on the side of the engineering maintenance, and the factory will suffer. Okay, the business will suffer, right? So they made it, some organization, they made the engineering manager reports to the, same background. They're all engineers, but most of the manufacturing managers, they made the engineering manager reports to either manufacturing manager or factory manager. Okay, so in this case, I made it the engineering manager reports to factory manager. Okay, so the engineering manager is accountable to factory manager. Whatever happens to the plant in terms of the operational condition or utilization factor, then he's answerable to the factory manager. Okay, and the factory manager is the one, uh, you know, uh, giving him promotion if he wants to promote him, or the in terms of the performance appraisal. Is this the factory manager who is giving him the performance plus appraisal rather than the divisional engineering manager? Okay, because they are his direct reports to factory manager. Okay, so execution of plan prevent. Okay, we will try to use preventative. Okay, I would like to use it this time, but all the same, maintenance, because some people are saying they're different. No, actually they're not different, they're the same. They're all uh, related to prevention. you know you're trying to prevent shutdowns. You're trying to prevent back down, and unscheduled back down, and that gives us the big impact in terms of cost. Okay, because the production are also preparing their own in terms of the ingredients, raw materials, and other resources. So if there is unscheduled back down of the production lines, then big impact in terms of cost. Maintenance on machinery. Okay, machinery and equipment. There are lots of, in production lines, there are lots of material handling equipment. There are lifting equipment. There's what you call forklift truck, and many others. Okay, so they are all part of the responsibility of the engineering manager to ensure their A1 condition. Okay, simple. Make it simple to meet what the business demands. Okay, because the factory manager is also serving the sales people, in terms of, in terms of the products that is going to turn over to the sales people for for uh, for them to sell these products to the customers, their customers. So they have their own SLA, service level agreement. So if the factory managers failed to produce these products and failed to supply the sales division for selling all these products to the customer, then the factory manager says, okay, it's the fault of the engineering manager because the engineering manager failed to do his job, maintaining the these machines. Okay, so they are this is their drive, you know. It's demand based. So the the budgeting, when they do the planning before the year starts, okay, the budget planning, this is always based on the demands. Okay, um, could be what you call zero based. Okay, budgeting, or it could be most of the time they do zero based budgeting. Okay, so let's go to the success indicators, right? So what would you say for the success indicators for this? So yeah, okay, I know what to do. Availability. Always talking about you're always talking about the ability of equipment. No? We're supposed to be your machine and equipment. I'll just say equipment, make it short. So already understood that we are talking about machine and equipment. So to the end users, and actually we are used to putting hyphen end users. Okay, just like that. Okay, end users. Okay, we got used to it. No, writing the end users between end users a hyphen. It's hyphenated words. Okay, excluding approved maintenance period. Okay, the availability of equipment to the end users, excluding approved maintenance period, because they're not, of course, they're not available during the maintenance period because the 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 plant will shut down during this period during the maintenance. Okay, so that's already counted, so it's not counted as downtime. Okay, they don't count it as downtime. Part of the plan of the factory to have this scheduled shutdown. Okay, put a space there. Compliance. Okay, compliance with quality management. Okay, don't forget the quality. Okay, part of his responsibility to make sure that everything is within the quality standards. Okay, especially the system. I will capitalize this because it means, it's the department, talking about the department here. So quality management systems. I will capitalize first letter. This is where you have the ISO, this is where you have all the SOPs, all SOPs across the company. Everybody are preparing these SOPs and they submit quality for quality checks and uh, SOP, work instructions, especially if they're very strict on this, especially if the company is ISO certified. Okay, there are always audit being implemented by ISO or by the quality management systems. This is also aside from the quality assurance, QCQA, QA, quality control, quality assured, and procedures, right? So manage systems and procedures, okay, by achieving set targets, okay. Usually they agreed on this. This is a pre-agreement before the operation starts. They already set the targets, okay, and they all agreed to it. And implementation, okay. This will take longer, but you have to bear with me because this very important. Okay. I'm going to make this number 3. I want number 2 important one. I changed my mind. Okay, I changed my mind. I want compliance with finance because it's something to do with money, resource. I want number 2, AOR of the engineering manager in terms of his compliance with finance, right? I want to make this number 2. Okay. I've changed my mind. Sometimes we change our mind, right? With finance, okay. In terms of what? Compliance on what? Compliance on audit. Because, when you are spending money, resources of the organization, make sure that you follow all the procedures, control. This is the controlling aspect of the management of the engineering manager. So audit for, I will not capitalize. Okay. For what? For engineering practices, especially when they are spending all this money of the organization, you know, uh, uh, buying spare parts, and those spare parts in the machines are very expensive. So make sure that they are complying to whatever procedures that they have in place, uh, put up by or formulated by the finance department. Okay, so this is the controlling aspect of the budget. Okay, expenditures, expend and cost control. So that's the idea. That's why actually finance department are always doing regular audit because the engineering, they are big spender. This department is really big spender. Spend most of the time. Okay, we'll stop there. We'll do the success indicator first. I'm going to put a space there. So for this compliance with finance, I would say what would be the success indication here? Okay, let me think. Okay, operate. Sometimes it just come to my mind. Within agreed budget on the basis of known production activities. Maybe we can say that. Okay. Okay. We got the success indicators now for the compliance with finance and audit for engineering practices, expenditures, and cost control. Okay. What about success indicators of three? Compliance with quality management systems. So, uh, okay, we just say sustained. Make it past tense. Sustained QMS. Okay, we include QA too. We can include QA, quality assurance. Okay, you know the QMS, they are the one dealing with ISO. You know all this documentation, SOP, and everything else. The QA is the one in charge in terms of making sure that the products are produced within specification standards. You know, the contents, the packaging, everything. That's why they're doing most of the time they're going to the production area and getting some samples because the laboratory testing of raw materials, ingredients, and finished products laboratory is under QA. Okay, QMS is, you can say, documentation. Okay, management system. The QA is the in terms of the quality of the products and the packaging. Okay, so you can say audit too. Sustain QMS, QMS, QA, audit, and what? Progression. Progression of what? Progression of action plan, right? So let me read it again. Sustain QMS, QA, audit, and progression of action plan. Okay. So like they do audit and they have findings and they have recommendation and they put action plan in place with corresponding uh, responsible person, also with timetable. You could say smart objectives. Okay. You could say that they put in place action plan to make sure that all the findings and recommendation are implemented for the purpose of what? Purpose of continuous improvement. Okay. So the other one, mm, just making it simple. Okay. So we will also, we have said here the availability, the execution of preventive maintenance. The second one is something to do with finance, and something to do with money, expenditures. Number three, something to do with QMS, quality assurance, and audit, quality audit, something like that. Okay. Another responsibility of the engineering managers is in terms of the health and safety. That is also one of his responsibility, making sure all the workers are safe working with the machines. You know, no accident, no incident, no near miss, or no physical injuries. So this is one of the responsibility of the engineering manager, making sure everybody are safe. Okay, so I can say implementation again. Implementation. Implementation of health and safety. Okay. Um, by continuously providing. Okay. By continuously providing what? Providing, let me think. You can say training, right? Providing training, making sure that everybody are trained in terms of health and safety, occupational health and safety. The guys working on the machine, they are safe. No, there are, mechanical hazards, hazardous energy like electricity, like mechanical energy, or maybe thermal energy, uh, especially if they're using steam. There are steam lines and it's hot coming from the boiler. So there are thermal energies also. And most of the time, mechanical and electrical energy, because the machines are having big motors, high voltage motors, high high horsepower motors. So they are exposed to this energy, and energy are hazards. Electricity is a hazard. You know, uh, Thermal energy is also hazard. So we provide training to the guys. So we know that this guy, like maintenance technician, we know already that they have, in terms of their, their line of the main line of duty, which is maybe mechanical or electrical technician. We know that, but maybe they lack the competency in terms of health and safety. So, especially in terms of health, those guys dealing with hazardous substance, like acid, chemicals, those kind of substance, or hazmats, hazardous materials. Okay, so providing training. Okay, so let's say awareness program. This is related to health and safety. Maybe, okay, what are the trainings in terms of maybe confined space entry, hot work for the welders, and so many other programs, working at heights. What else? This kind of program. You're working with hazardous substance, they should know about the MSDS, material safety data sheets, this kind of thing. The symbols, chemical symbols. Okay, all the hazards in mechanical, like entanglement, trap, nips or pinch points. There are so many nips and pin points in the, like in there are gears, drive chains, drive belts, conveyors, you know. So entanglement traps, impact, and there are robots also in some areas of operation, pick and place operation. So there are impact, contact with hot surface, like in boilers, and okay. Okay, awareness programs. Okay, you can see, and best practices. Okay, okay, we got the number 4. Should we go to the number 5, or okay, we'll go to the success indicator first? Number 4, right? So what would we say in the success indicator? Okay, of course, we want to mitigate the risk, health and safety risk, or we want to avoid accident, loss prevention or accident prevention, things like that, right? So we can say reduction, or there are accident, statistics talking about the accident and injuries. You can plan for reduction or eliminating those issues, or you can say a reduction of issues. If you are already successful, able to reduce issues on health and safety, you know or you can say, straight zero. Zero what? Zero accident. Okay, zero accident. And physical injuries, most important thing. No injuries among your manpower complement. Okay, injuries. Okay, we have to do we will not be able to write the success and the indicator unless we have the AOR, right? So we go for number 5, AOR. So what other responsibility you think AOR for we already specified the main responsibility, which is the PM, preventive maintenance, and finance obligation, no? Cost cost controlling aspect of management, and then the quality management system or the QA, and then health and safety. And then what's next? Maybe training. Also his responsibility to make sure that all his workers, employees, the technicians are all trained. You know, there are different kinds of technicians. Maybe the training comes from external, from outside, from the manufacturer of machine. Sometimes you can request training from this manufacturer or from the supplier or distributor of the machines, you know, free of charge. Sometimes they do that free of charge. Sometimes they charge, uh, not so expensive. Like for example, if the something to do with the valves, operation of valves, operation of pumps, vessels, motors, you know, there are different different schematics, engineering schematics. Maybe the technician still lack the competency, so we have to provide the training. Okay, that is training is the purpose of the training is bridging the gap. If you have skill gaps, then you have to bridge the gap, right? So adherence, sorry, not in adherence. Okay, I can see adherence. No, 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 sorry, sorry. Uh, okay. We'll do the okay, we'll do the SOP first before the training. Okay. SOP in terms of the standard operating procedure, in terms of spares utilization, replenishment, very important because it's something to do with money resource also, right? Uh, in terms of, issuance of spare parts from the stores, you know what? I want this one first. How would you say it? Yeah, I think yeah, the right adherence. Adherence with standard operating with SOP. I will not uh write, you know, I'll just say SOP. I think this is pretty common for everyone. They know what SOP means, so I don't have to specify the SOP. On spares, there are so many spares, pumps, valves, bolts, nuts, you know, O-ring, what else? Hydraulic hose, pneumatic hose, fittings, engineering, all kinds of parts available in engineering. So the inventory of engineering is multi-millions, you are maintaining multi-millions value of the store. Okay, adherence with the SOP on spares. I would say utilization of spare parts, spares, and replenishment. And there's a procedure and replenishment. Actually, what we do is we do it in SAP when they do a replenishment. No, we do it in the computer. Put everything in the computer, and then the managers will sign off in the computer. Just clicking the mouse in the computer SAP, and then the inbound warehouse will receive it, and the PR inside the SAP database. Okay. We will prepare the PR, purchase requisition. Okay. And then the inbound logistics will prepare, or inbound warehouse will prepare the PO. Okay. Prepare the PO for purchase. Replenish. I think this is enough. Adherence with soap and spares utilization and space. What else? Okay. I would, I would include the business risk management, no? Business risk management. Okay. Okay, we'll do the training first. Okay, we'll do the training. This is also equally important, right? Because I just want to, put a hierarchical procedure, hierarchy, which one is most important. That's why I start with preventive maintenance, because the most important all is preventive maintenance, okay? So training, what? Training achievement, or it's a training needs assessment. Training needs assessment for technical staff. So who are those technical staff? Maintenance technician, electrical, maintenance technician, mechanical, those kind of people. So in the training in terms of soft skills, like leadership, like what else? Communication skills, okay, like analytical skills, cause and effects analysis, you know, uh, soft skills, competencies, also in terms of health and safety, for technical staff, and ensuring what? Because the issue usually is uh, the team managers, they're not releasing their guys for training. They don't want these guys to get out of their workplace and do their job as maintenance technicians. So say we don't have enough people to do our work here in terms of the maintenance, preventive maintenance. But the problem is they lack the competency because of the lack of training. So they have to release them. No, they have to. They just have to schedule it properly. You have to find ways to schedule it. No, I have to release from work. Usually, this is most of the issues with maintenance and production, not releasing their staff for training. And this is also most of the complaint of the training department, and they're not receiving these guys for training from work, right? From work to attend what? Scheduled training. Actually, these trainings are already calendar. For example, you are planning the training in here now, 2021. You're planning for 2022. Maybe November, December, that's planning period for training. Then you already have, disseminated all the information or distributed the calendar for all concerned managers. Okay. You give the calendar to the managers and they decide whether they can release the people for training or not. Okay. Scheduled training. Okay. I think I will write, I could actually write 6 to 9, for engineering manager. I can write minimum of 6, maximum of 9 maybe. So which other IOR that you think critical for the engineering manager job? Okay, I can think of the business risk or risk assessment. I can think of the auditing function, because the engineering managers will is also having a function of a investigator. Is also having a function of an auditor. Okay? He is trained to do audit. He is trained to do investigation, accident investigation and audit. Okay, I think I'll do it with business risk first. So management will do the success indicator later because I'm excited to finish the AOR first, then the success indicator. So management of business risks. Business risk, and don't forget the controls. No, we'll include the controls and implementation of what we have to. I would like to include this word, very important, adequate. Sometimes we just put control measures in place, but actually the control measures is not adequate. So I have to put. That's why that's why accident still happens, because they miss something and they forgot something. So it should be sufficient and adequate. Okay. Control measures. This should be sufficiency. It's part of the risk management, safety and risk management. Okay. Actually, I have training related to risk and safety management. Many people are interested to attend that training. Okay, I cannot think of other responsibility. So I think 7 or maybe 8. I can include the auditing function. No, it's important for the manager to have. I think it would be necessary for all managers, regardless of background, production, engineering, warehouse managers. They should have auditing function. They should know how to audit other department also. This is this is kind of helping one another. When you audit other department, doesn't mean that you want to to put them down. That's not the idea. The idea is to help them. You try to help them and find, because sometimes if you are in warehouse, you don't know what's going on within your area, the issues within your area, but the other departments can easily find it for you. It's always like that. Okay, it's always like that. So it's an internal auditor. Okay, actually, external, you know, if you are certified, okay, ISO certified, the external is going to audit them for you. But sometimes you have to do your own audit in preparation for the external audit. That you would call that independent audit. So you have already seen all the issues, and then do something about it before the external audit uh, is being implemented. Okay, for you can do for not only in terms of QMS but also OHS. Okay, occupational health and safety, or QMS. I already said it in the past that they are merging it now, the position. So now the position is called health and safety and quality. No, because of the audit function, they want the manager to do uh, quality audit at the same time occupational health and safety audit. Okay, so for that purpose they merge this position. That's why the position in terms of the job evaluation, the grade, the score in the hay become higher because of the added function. Before, only you're only working as like, say for example, you're only working as like this one, engineering manager, but also other functions are added to you, like OHS, QMS. this is all required in bigger organization, no? Big organization having 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000, 15,000 employees. Big organization having multiple plants, multiple products. Okay, some some organizations are really diversified. They're having poultry business, they're having flour business, they're having feed business, having soda business, having food and beverage. So really difficult to manage. No, especially the business risk, difficult to manage. So that's why you have to train your managers well in terms of auditing function. The auditing function is very important to attach this function to the managers, regardless of background, whether he's from engineering, from transport, or from warehouse. Okay. So what for required for by the management, right? So this is being led by the management, of course, support by the management for continuous improvement purposes. Okay, I think that would be okay for engineering manager, 8 area of responsibilities, because we have covered the finance, we have covered his main responsibility, which is maintaining the machines, finance, responsibility in terms of the cost control, budgeting, and cost control. Actually, the managers like this one, engineering managers, are also attending uh, training on budgeting and cost control. Okay, or the other one, there are two kinds of training: budgeting and cost control, and the other one is finance for non-finance managers. Okay, training. I'm always providing this to the all the managers, even those guys coming from the project managers, transport managers. I make sure that these guys are attending the training, finance training, budgeting and cost control, how to do a zero budgeting, for example, this kind of thing. So this is an added competency for these guys. So I think, yeah, we have covered. I think we have covered enough. Okay. What's important is you already have idea on what the content in terms of the AOR looks like, for an engineering manager. Okay. So for number 5, adherence with SOP on spares utilization, I would say strict compliance. Strict compliance, okay, of procedure. So they're not doing any exception. Okay. They're sticking to whatever procedure that they have. They're they're sticking to it. They're not making any exception, because we're talking about money resource, right? So especially the engineering stores, the inventory, there are lots of high value uh, parts or spares, like motors. They're all high value. Okay. Utilization, parts utilization. Okay. Part of the lean management. Engineering, actually, um, the lean management is being led by the manufacturing plant, the production side of the business. But engineering is also involved in the lean management. Okay. And so it's not right to say that only the manufacturing knows the lean management. Also the engineering, they know also about the lean management. And there are lots of waste in also lots of waste in engineering. Okay, and that's another topic. Part of the 7 waste in manufacturing plant. Okay, easy. The success indicator is easy. You train all 100%, then that's success. Correct? Or you can say achievement. I don't want to, to boost 100%. I'm not, I'm not used to doing that. Other managers, they would say, oh, 100% achievement of this, 100%. Okay, you're just boosting 100%. No, in real world, no such thing as 100% achievement. Okay, there are always issues in manufacturing plant, especially in manufacturing plants. There are always issues. You know, no such thing as 100% achievement. You'll never achieve 100%. Even the in terms of the efficiency of the machines, no such thing as 100% efficiency machine. Only the distributor, the manufacturer are saying, oh, 100% efficiency. I don't think so. I have experience of this many times. So no such thing as, even in training plan, no such thing as 100%. The most difficult is to get all those employees out from the workplace to attend the training. I have experienced it. I've been a training manager for 12 years. So difficult to get those guys out of the workplace for training. The managers, have they'd rather have zero training for their guys. They'd rather have that than releasing their guys out of the work, because there is also an issue in terms of the replacement. You never get 100% from the budget, the man plan, not able to achieve 100% also. Let's say, for example, in your area, you have 200 people, but you only have 180, 190. You always lack people. I don't know. This is also in terms of maybe high turnover in your area, high turnover of employees, or maybe in terms of availability in the labor market, or maybe problems with the recruitment managers. So many issues. Okay. So achievement plan training and development. Okay, planned training and development program. So what is for number 7? Number 7 is management of business risk. So we're talking about business risk. So what can you do with the business risk? You can say, oh, you have to do it. You have to conduct, no? You have to conduct the risk assessment to risk assessment activities. Okay? As and when. Required by the management. Simple as that, right? I just say management like that, okay? That's understandable. Now, the last one, internal auditor. We want okay, this is not actually the, in terms of the time that is spending on this activity, is not that too much time spent on this activity. This is only, would say, once in a while, maybe once a month and something like that, okay? Or maybe once in a couple of months, things like that. So I see achievement. But if you're a good auditor, everybody will request for you. Everybody, all other department will request for you to audit them. You know, if you're a good auditor, no, you have a track record of good auditor, and you have done so many improvement in some areas, then they will always request for you, right? And you are good in terms of human relation skills, most important also. You know, when you deal with other department, you have, you know, interpersonal skills, and they like you as a person because they like your personality, you know, this kind of thing. So they will request for you many times. So achievement of plan, the audit. Okay. The, what is the spelling of disseminate? Disseminate. I think that's correct. Disseminate. I'm having difficulty of spelling of in terms of dissemination. Disseminate. Okay, I think that's right. And conquer. I'm not really that good in spelling. Audit findings, right? You have to disseminate. Uh, you have to convene meetings with all the stakeholders, right? And explain to them your findings and your recommendation. Very important also the recommendation, because this is when where you get your action plan, right? You formulate action plan after, you know, explaining the recommendations to them. Now, what are the corrective actions that we're going to do to improve, the, to improve the process, to improve everything, improve the methodology, and improve everything else. Audit is always, the purpose is always something to do with continuous improvement. As they say, there's always room for improvement. You have to improve every time. Recommendation, I would say, with all stakeholders. We can say all concerned managers, no? You can also say that, okay? Or I will just say holders. You know, it's a matter of which one you like, the terminology you like. You can say all concerned managers, or you can say all stakeholders. Maybe the other guys are not managers, so okay. All right, that's we've got our area of responsibility. Most one of the most important in a job description, AOR. You agree with me or not? Okay, this is one of the most important. For me, activities is not really that important, but okay, just the same. We're also going to uh, specify our activities. Okay, we'll just not do many activities, just few, just to just for your appreciation. Okay, maybe you will have idea from this. Attend regular what technical meetings. Oh, technical meetings is very important for a manager, especially engineering managers, no? Because they will always have issues with warehouse in giving you the required materials or spare parts, issues with the you know the factory because they're not agreeing to the scheduled shutdown, you know. There's so many issues. That's why you need to have technical committee meetings, yeah, to discuss all these issues with them. All issues always comes up, no, crops up, you know. When you have a very dynamic business, issues will always come up. So that's why you need to be a good problem solver, problem solving, analysis, you use some analytical tools to solve problems, cause and effects analysis, things like that. Sometimes they call that, what you call that? They call it fishbone analysis. Okay. With own team. Okay. You lead your, you lead your meetings with your own team, but with the others, you'll just, co-equal colleagues. Okay. And with other teams, right? For example, EG, for example, manufacturing, who else? Hmm, Warehouse. Could be inbound or outbound. You know already the inbound raw materials, ingredient, packaging materials, and things like that. But the outbound all finished goods could be dry finished material, finished products, or it could be cold finished product. Uh, these products are put under the low temperature, like chill temperature, right? So those are there are also actually there are dry and cold inbound warehouse. There are also dry and cold outbound warehouse, right? So it's a transport department with transport, but most of the time, always with manufacturing, because you always deal with manufacturing. Okay, so with transport, it's not very often that the engineering will deal with transport, because actually the transport has its own maintenance. They have their own motor pool or workshop. Okay, so but once in a while they also deal with each other, but not that frequent. So department, you can say department. No? I don't want to make it longer, so big problem for me. Uh, okay, who else? We can say training department. Why the workers are not released from duty, so that we can train these guys. Maybe also quality department and others. Okay. Um. Okay. Number two, through the team managers uh, conduct planning, right? Conduct planning and execution. I think I'll not actually I can write maybe 20 to 30 activities for this position, but I don't want to do that. Uh, because as for me, activities is not that really important or critical. Uh, and execution or preventive. And uh, duplication of and okay of preventive maintenance. Okay. Uh, of equipment, no? Of machine and equipment. Okay. What else? Say through the team managers also. Through the team managers, I will not put it again. Uh, through the team managers conduct, maybe conduct inventory, but this would be through the team managers. This actually activities, planning, and counting. Okay, counting of stocks in stores. Okay, what else you would write here? Okay, I'll not make it long. I'm not gonna make it a long sentence. I'll just say make it short. Through the team manager review, I would say review availability. You can actually do it actual, or you could do it in the system, in the computer system, SAP. Okay. Okay. In stores. I can also say make replenishment. Actually, this is the work of the planner, engineering planner. That's why they have engineering planner. Make replenish requests as and when necessary. I'm not going to write that anymore. Make it short. We're just making it short. Approving of parts, no? Okay, approving of parts. Another materials requisition for PO, or procurement. I just say make it short for PO. That's enough. Purchase order. Okay, number 6, approving of all requisitions. Through SAP. You know what's SAP? Actually, in the old days, they call it ERP. In the advent of the SAP, now nobody calls ERP anymore because they're buying this software, no, a database system, database, DBase, DB system. I'm trying to shorten the sentence so that okay, we can save time. Okay. Any other things? Maybe okay, I'll make it short. Maybe I just discuss. Maybe I can discuss other. Maybe in terms of the risk assessment, maybe conduct risk assessment, uh, activity-based risk assessment in terms of identifying hazard and risk, evaluate risk in terms of likelihood of occurrence, and severity, put control measures in place, like something like that, and review risk assessment for sustainability of the health and safety to ensure that you maintain your try to reduce your accident, your issues in terms of accident and physical injuries. Okay. So I can also add that. You can also add many things like you can also act as coach or consultant, no? Act as SME, subject matter expert. Actually, engineering managers also undergo training with the training department. Okay, train the trainer so that they will know how to do classroom training or on the job training, things like that. And that would be another activities for engineering manager. Train the trainer. as coach, you know, doing it on the job. Most of the manufacturing plant, they do have structured on the job training. Let's say for one production line, filling machine and packing machines, they have the production have 3 months on the job training. The technicians also have maybe less, maybe just 1 month training on the job training, just to familiarize in terms of the method, in terms of the servicing points of the servicing points of the machines, just for familiarization. So many things you can add, okay? But in this case, I just want to add six. It's up to you to add. Okay. In terms of job dimensions, this is something to do with budget, revenue, volumes handled. When it comes to volume, that would be under the production. So, repair and maintenance, uh, let's say, I would say R and M, cost, um, not cost. I can say budget. Okay, I'm not going to make it long. Uh, I just I'll just say repair maintenance of plant machinery and equipment. Maybe I will put a figure on it so for your appreciation. Maybe I can say I'm just guessing it. No, maybe if I 700 million, something like that. So just for appreciation. Owned by comprising actually this is owned by comprising of several cost centers, you know different cost center. You're talking about huge maintain manufacturing plant, different products, different lines, different operations. So therefore the cost centers, there are lots of cost centers. So engineering is part of these cost centers, because they are charging all the repair and maintenance cost incurred in one area or one cost center. They are charging all the costs in terms of labor and materials or spare parts to the corresponding cost centers of the manufacturing. Okay, that's how usually that's how they do it. Right. So uh, okay. So maintaining the operational condition for the production achievement. Maybe we can also include the ano I can say maybe we can say production maintenance in relation to production of maybe availability of the plant. I would say the plant, but, but because there are so many production lines, I would say plant. Okay, something to do with the volume. This one. Okay, availability of the plant for the production of what? Okay, you can now put the volume here. Maybe you're producing milk, you're producing juice. Okay, maybe 3 million liters. It's not accepted. Okay, liters. daily, maybe daily volume. I don't know, daily volume or monthly volume, doesn't matter. Uh, of, you can say milk or juice. Okay. So actually, they use different type of filling machines for the milk, different kinds of filling machine for juices, different brand, different type, you know. So you are managing now. This is in terms of the manpower complement, no? Let's say 150. That's too small. Oh, make it 300. 300 manpower complement. Okay. Complement. E, not I. Complement. Okay. What else in the job description? Because we have to make sure that these are the real value, budget, volume, number of headcount, because that would be the basis of the job evaluation. Very important, very critical that you have the right. Okay, when you're doing this, you have to you have to you know you have to check with manufacturing. You have to check with finance in terms of your overhead cost, in terms of your salary, maybe, for your own people, so that you know the volume. PR, maybe we can say PR, sign off. The engineering manager is having level of authority. He can sign off PR sign off of up to how much? Maybe he can sign up to how much? Maybe 100K? I don't know. Maybe is that the right number? 100K. Then above that, that would go to maybe capex, no, capital expenditure. Okay, but the engineering can decide. Is that would be in job evaluation. That would go under the accountability. No, in job this. So in accountability, you have the budget, the volume, the salary, the overhead count number, the volume, the capacity of the plant. No, that would be included in the. So you're deciding on the budget, you're deciding on the purchases, okay, the purchase requisition. So the policies is you can sign off up to 100,000 or even more or even less. So okay, but that's how it is. No, you have the engineering manager has certain level of authority. No, this in the accountability of the job evaluation, Hayes system job evaluation. This is the freedom to think. Oh, okay, category freedom to think, and the thinking challenge. Oh, under the accountability. Okay, so that's pretty clear now, right? And then we go to the job context. What are the things that we would? This is only in terms of location. Let's say locations, city outskirts, or you are located out of the city outskirts, outskirts, city outskirts. So in many occasions, we'll work 8 hours, more than 8 hours. Oh, I will say more than 8 hours. Okay, because he's an engineering manager. No? When issues comes up, you cannot always rely on your technicians or your team managers or team leaders. You know, you have to be there also to to give direction or give instruction in terms of crisis, especially. So you have to be beyond 8 hours, okay, or work beyond. Maybe that's the right term. Work beyond 8 hours. Okay. Work beyond 8 hours. No. As needed. Oh. Or as need basis, maybe. Work beyond 8 hours as need basis. Okay. Or maybe you can also go to the plant during the night time, no? Things like that. Um, stress, maybe stress condition, no? Due to complexity, no? Complexity uh, of the plant, correct? Stress. You're getting stressed because of the complexity of the plant. Okay. State of the art machines, fully automated, things like that. Mm. Okay. All right. Oh, I think that's okay. Resources available. Maybe your desktop, or you are supplied with desktop. Or desktop. Maybe you are supplied with a mobile phone. This company provision. And what else? Car could be remunerated or company issued car. You know, there should be car remuneration or company provided car. So but I will just say car provision, because you are an engineering manager. You need to be given a car. Okay, that's it. When it comes to superior, you can say, okay, factory manager. Your superior is factory manager, right? Or your in terms of functional, this is the line manager, factory manager, and then functional would be, it could be a division engineering manager, or you can say senior if there are senior managers, senior engineering managers or engineering managers. It's not accepted, but that is my, it's accepted with me. Okay, in terms of your peers, production manager, your peers. Uh, okay, warehouse manager, warehouse managers, uh, health and safety managers, and others. Okay, subordinates could be, it could be senior team manager, then team managers, or TL, team leader. And then what else? Planner, or maybe stock, stock controller. Okay, working in the stores. Okay, he's got a computer. He's always focused in terms of updating the SAP, in terms of the inventory, things like that. Stock controller. The planner is something to do with the planning in terms of preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, issuing the work order. Some people are calling it work order. Some people are calling it job order. It doesn't matter. Same principles. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the, what else is missing? Yeah. Let's go to the qualification essential. For me, essential is BS in electrical or mechanical engineering. That's more than enough. Okay, minimum, we'll say minimum BS. BS in electrical or mechanical. You know, the plant has The plant has electrical system in it, mechanical and electrical system in it, a combination. Okay, so you can hire a guy who has an electrical engineering or mechanical engineering background. Okay, that's okay. All right. Then as for desirable, you can say, I'm gonna put space here. Then I'm gonna say, you can say master, but this is desirable, so not really essential. Engineering, engineering management. Okay, master engineering management. Okay, it's good if the engineer has background in terms of the management, right? It's really good to become to become for having a position of engineering manager because he has engineering background. Okay, so in terms of experience, you can say as essential should be long experience. This is engineering manager. He's controlling the management and preventive maintenance management of a high complex plant, a state of the art plant, fully automated plant. So he should have minimum of 10 years experience. For production manager, I would say 5 years experience. But this is highly technical position, no? Engineering manager. So you cannot say 5 years for this one. You know, maybe you can have 5 years experience in the plant as a technician or as a team leader, team manager. Then additional 5 years for the management. So a total of 10 years experience in management and as a technical person. Okay. In engineering. Okay. 10 years in engineering management. Okay. Okay. I can just say engineering management. That's enough. So in desirable, no, not necessary to put the years of experience. Maybe I'll just put knowledge. Okay, maybe knowledge, just knowledge on PPM, plan preventive maintenance, no? Implementation and management. And management. Okay. Competencies, so many competencies for this job, required for this job. Maybe electrical engineering, that's already under qualification. Maybe you can say equipment type and selection. We missed the P. Okay. Interpret engineering drawings, but that is already included in his course, right? Or maybe engineering design also included in his course. Knowledge on filling machine, packing machine, wrapping machine, pick and place automation, automatic racking system, steam supply, air handling system, hydraulic schematics. I don't have to write all this. I'll just specify it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe hydraulic schematics. That is also already, especially if he's a mechanical engineer. So he already knows about hydraulic schematics. Conveyors, handling systems, you know. I would say health and safety. No, this is not under his background. So quality, quality, maybe quality system. Yeah. Um, maybe I would say Man management, right? Man management. Uh, Computer literate, computer literate, right? Coaching skills, right? Coaching skills, leadership, leadership, analytical thinking, lateral thinking, you know, problem solving, you know. Okay, you can put so many things on this position because the position is really highly competent. So you have so many competencies that you can include. Okay, I'm not going to write it now. Okay, I think that's it. We have now our job description for engineering manager. Oh, having a core purpose of job to sustain operating condition of manufacturing machine and equipment by the implementation of preventive maintenance and for their continuous availability within the agreed standards and budget. Reporting directly to factory manager. Okay. All right. That's it. I hope you learn a lot from this job description for engineering manager. I'm gonna do another job description, maybe warehouse manager, maybe project manager, project engineer. So many other managerial jobs that I'm gonna do. You just hang on for it. Just wait for it. I'll give it to you in maybe this week or maybe next week, maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna do couple of engineering, managerial job description, and maybe every week a couple of jobs, managerial jobs every week. So I'll wait for it. Okay. Okay. In the meantime, thank you for watching this activity. Until next time, thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you.